Hello guys, I'm back. My name is Jeferson Costa. I'm a chemical process engineer with expertise in plant design, and in this video I will share with you some cutscenes of the in-process interview. During the 2020 year, I did some interview with senior engineers in the area of the chemical process engineering, plant design, and also process safety. And some videos from each one of the series are available in this video that you are watching now. And if you like some of this video, you will find the playlist in the description of this video, or you can click on the playlist in the end if you are seeing this in the YouTube. So this is it. I hope my best wishes for you to 2021, and we'll have much more related to chemical process engineering and plant design very soon in this channel and in my all social media. Bye bye.
A message that I can leave to the people who are until now watching us is, if you really like the course, you like the chemical engineer, you like the calculations, to know how things happen, to work as a process engineer, even in process design, that is usually can be in engineering companies, or process engineer in chemical industries, petrochemical industries. If you like the course, you should look forward to work as a process engineer. The contact with chemical engineers is guaranteed. You are going to study again for the rest of your life. Your job sometimes, at the majority of times, will be to study chemical engineers. So this is very good. And talking a little about projects, that is one of the disciplines of the chemical engineer. And for me, it's where it's more visible that a chemical engineer really build things and make things happen. Taking the example I've just gave, when you imagine a solution, a thing, you draw a piece of heat exchanger in your copybook, you calculate the surface area, and 3 years later, you see the heat exchanger in the production area. It's a very good feeling. You will feel that I know what it is. I've calculated that equipment. I know what's happening inside that equipment. And this, from my point of view, this is the reason chemical engineers exist, to transform things. Propylene becomes polypropylene, naphtha becomes ethylene, propylene, butene, etc. And we are a part of the process that make this happen. So it will be a very funny journey to this chemical ways of life. Try it, don't be afraid, you are going to like.
It's a teamwork for chemical engineering. Whatever is separation or other industrial chemical. So chemical engineering is for building a very large plant, and you need a lot of engineers, a lot of workers, a lot of people to teamwork together to build a so large plant. So always you need soft skill to work with others, and you cannot work alone. And it's very important. It's do not like maybe a device statement. You have an idea and you can create by yourself. It's not. It's totally maybe over 100 or over 1,000 people teamwork.
Well, the number one, I would say that a lot of them are students that don't have the process itself. So it's very hard to just imagine and work in a simulation, especially if you don't have that much experience on the processes, or quantities, amounts don't make sense to you. So I'm pretty sure for you, Jeferson, you make a simulation and you relate something to a real life scenario, maybe not the same plant, but another chemical plant or other processes that you have been working with. And you maybe say, it's logical that I have this stream that big, or is it logical that I only have vapor? Is it logical that the pressures are decreasing that much? So that helps definitely a lot. And what I see the problem is with most of my students is that they don't have a grasp or a feeling on how processes or chemical processes work in general. So that's the hardest part. And that's the thing that comes with experience. The more you work in a chemical plant or the more you work with simulations and you compare and share results, the more you're going to be feeling confident to make an assessment on your process.
Okay, my final word is for everyone is to keep learning and to keep going. And you don't think that you know all things. Keep learning and keep and continuous improvement for everyone is a way of life.
So how much time you invest into anything, your rewards you will get only from that. If you say, I'm going to study for the physics exam and I want to score 100% in chemistry, that is not going to happen. If you say, I want to browse Facebook every day and I want a promotion in the office, that is not going to happen. If you want to be good at something, you have to pursue it. And these are not things that this is not a subject that you can conquer in one day. My final message is plain and simple: practice, stick to fundamentals, invest your time well. Because as you keep growing older, the mind slows down, the learning curve also comes down. So before you get too old to learn, pick up as many skills as you can. That's it.
Like I said, I think be enthusiastic. I think that I know that the context is not so easy today because we will be facing some complicated time, hard time in the coming weeks. But I think that at any point, at any time, people will go back to work and the aircraft will take off again for sure. The vehicles will drive again with the people inside them for sure. And we will go to work again. And I think for doing this, we need people. We need chemical engineers because chemical engineers are taking part to that, not only in refining industry, but also in nuclear industry, and also in biofuel industry, in energy, I would say, more generally speaking. So be prepared for that. Be curious. Be curious. I think that Google is a good and YouTube are good ways to stay in the loop of what's going on. And learning is a continuous process. So always learn. Always be prepared for the best. And I think it will happen. I hope, and I'm sure it will happen in the coming maybe in the coming months. Not in the coming weeks, but at least in the coming months.
Right. So there are two things actually. One is what I noticed: people in general don't like uncertain things. So if, say, even in modeling, you sometimes you need to know exactly what parameter do I use, what value do I use. But sometimes we just don't know. Sometimes we have to determine this. So being confident to make assumptions and to validate those assumptions is important. So that's the first thing. Like, be happy working with uncertainty, because world is uncertain and no one will give you answer in industry. You need to find the answer yourself. Another kind of message I would like to kind of share is it is good to have a passion, I would say. It's good to have something that inspires you in your work. So if you can find a specific area that's, something that you're very passionate about, and follow this to develop your career, you'll be much happier, I would say, and you enjoy your work more.
People who are wanting to get in the field, or people who are looking for jobs in process safety, I would suggest that it's hard right now. It's hard times, but just keep on keep on studying, keep on building yourself, especially with process safety. This is a more experiential and knowledge-based subject. I mean, a lot of disciplines are, but in this field, because it's so wide, you would have to understand at least the basics of it, which is process safety, and then from there you can pick what specific element or topic you want to get into. But just go read the resources, try to get as much e-learning or courses out there, and then reach out. Like I said, reach out to mentors, reach out to other consultants, other people like Jeff is an awesome resource. So yes, just keep in tune, and I'm sure Jeff and I will be happy to help you in regards to process safety.
Okay, so the most important skills which I believe as a student and as a learner is the process simulation skills, because these simulation skills you can acquire from the university doing your bachelor's, and then it moves to your master's if you have any project in the process simulation. Other than that, this process simulation will work only for you if you have a plant experience, because you must have a plant experience to interconnected your simulations with it to know that how much or how good as a simulator you are. Because if, for example, if I take an example of any refinery and I see that there are process engineers and they are working on a crude unit model and they simulated the model, okay? So there are yields coming from the model and you have a plant. And if your plant yields are different from the model which you are having, then obviously there are some flaws and there are some improvements required for the plant model to tune it to get the desired results.
For those who wish to start a career in chemical engineering area, I say that in addition to basic skills, technical knowledge, easy interpersonal relationships, resolving crisis situations that will appear during your jobs, you must know that the knowledge that we get from these contact networks, as Jeferson have in Telegram, that he gives a lot of information. We have some people that create that are always generating information on their websites. So you have to know that it's very important for your formation. Participate of technical discussions, forums are very important either, and never stop studying. I think keeping up to date is essential for your formation.
And the last word maybe is if the junior engineer or graduate person wants to be successful, it needs time, effort, hard working, and study, and especially when they are going to generate a document, it's better to gather enough information, different sample in different projects, not only one procedure, one project, because the information maybe differs from one project to another.
It looks a very difficult, complex process, but once we start doing it on regular basis, because sometimes I understand there is a time paucity. You cannot spend too much time on one project because of workload. But like I believe in Brazil, people don't follow cricket, right? They follow football. So in any game, when player do practice, it takes time. But in actual world, when he in football or cricket, when he hit the shot or kick the balls, it's in a fraction of second, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he took decision and he executed it. So when pump engineers start following something again, that repetitive work, due to that repetitive work, that subconscious mind will come into play. So maybe few months or few years down the line, the complete complex process may programmed in subconscious mind, and you can take a quick decision over a period of time. So no need to worry, like, because first time when somebody is afraid, this is a very complex, and it will give some kind of negative feeling. But look at it, and it is interesting. You may not understand pump design part. It's okay because you are process engineer. But there are things that you can easily understand by going through some simple books. So what are the options available? Be open. Try to evaluate each option. Over a period of time, it will be programmed in your mind. It will not take much time in future, but you have to invest some time. So that is my message to process engineers.
My message, if you want to learn more about gas processing or treating, my message, get trained from experienced process engineer, read more books. This is my shortest advice to the graduates and plus graduates.